But getting back to the fun part, the most interesting part of this offseason so far, the center role, the backup center role. Who's going to get it? Well, the third, I guess, center, assuming Sabonis. Assuming Sabonis will start. I don't know.
If he can hang on.
Neemias Queta, giving him a run for his money.
Oh,
but there's, 4 guys? Len, Noel, Queta, and now Labissiere. Who do you think's going to get that third center role?
How about we assess?
Assess?
Why don't we go through each of these guys? Maybe not grade them, but go through categories. And go off of a point system here. Because, if we look at different aspects of the game of basketball as a center, awareness, chemistry and comfort with the team, interior defense, the ability to switch on defense, rebounding, inside scoring, and jump shooting. If we go through, maybe, because there's 4 guys we're talking about, right? Including Len.
Yeah.
Because, Len's going to be on the roster, but while I do think he has a good chance to be the backup center, nothing's guaranteed.
No.
Noel could show up and be that guy that everybody thought he was going to be. Or be that guy that he was in New York.
Yeah.
And then that'd be awesome. Yeah. But, so I think it's fair to go through. Maybe we go through, give, for each of those categories, we rank the best guy, maybe the second best guy. The other 2 don't get any points. Maybe do 2 points for the best, 1 point for the second best.
Sure.
So there's not too much separation.
I like it.
And,
add it up, and whoever does it, we're going to write a strongly worded letter to Mike Brown, showing him our studies, our what would you call us?
Our data.
Our data. Our
data.
Just
rip out this. It's a little half slip of paper. Put it in one of those big envelopes.
Just going to mail it to Golden One Center. Just Mike Brown. Do the address. Mike Brown.
Don't even put stamps on it. Put it right in the mailbox ourselves.
Yeah. Okay, first one. What's the category we're starting off with?
Let's start with awareness, which would basically include just floor awareness, what to do with the ball, passing awareness, making the right move. Okay. Let's start here.
Let's start with who's not going to get it.
Let's just say that Kate is not. Kate is probably Skal too is probably last because I don't think they're gonna be able to compete with the other 2 considering their veteran status.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily a condemnation of Skal and Queta, although it kind of is. Len and Noel have been in the league for so long; they've carved out careers because they've been able to, especially Len, just be able to put his head down and do the right thing. Which is why I would make the argument, especially maybe with the continuity aspect, which I think definitely comes into play and gives Len an advantage in these first 2 categories. Obviously the second one's going to go to Len, but we'll get there when we get there. I kind of would make the argument that Len would have the best awareness, not by a huge margin. Slim margin there, but only because we were kind of noting the fact that Noel, despite being that veteran, he had a weird season last year. We don't know what he's going to bring to the table necessarily. I think it would be fair to give Len that first go.
I agree. So I
no pushback.
I got no pushback. I don't got much on Noel.
I don't blame you.
Team chemistry, though?
Team chemistry.
Len.
Len's got to go number 1.
Len's got to go 1, clearly, because he's been on the team.
And then you got to go with the guy that played on the team last season.
Queta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are there any connections? Skal knows Fox. Skal knows...
I think that's it.
That's it.
It's
crazy. Wow.
It's got to be Queta.
Yes. I don't think Noel knows anybody. If Rashawn Holmes was still on the team, you guys are pals. So Queta gets some points.
Queta, he's above Skal.
On the
and tied with Noel.
For now, yeah. Well, tied with Noel. Queta's got a shot.
He's in second place.
This is it's like watching a race, horse racing right now.
Len's running away though.
Interior defense. Again, it's gonna like we started. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be Skal.
That's not gonna be Skal.
Definitely not Skal because that's not necessarily his strength. Queta, that is kind of his strength, but watch our summer league breakdown of Queta.
Yeah,
a little bit delayed reaction time. He has great size and whatnot, but he can really negate that by taking his eye off the ball and not being quick instinctually. So he's good, and that's obviously one of the more intriguing things about him is his ability to block shots and protect the rim. But is he better than Len and Noel? I would say no.
But who would you give number 1 to? How was Noel's interior last season?
Well, it was pretty good in limited action, though. The one thing I would say is, if this was a year ago and we were talking about this, I'd say Noel, because Noel is quicker to the ball. I think he's quicker on his feet. He can get that reaction time up. But it's a little closer now, because what Len showed, especially late last season, was that, okay, he can move. I mean, it's surprising, but it's also not surprising, because we've seen Len play. We kind of know it. But when he busts his tail to kind of get there and get a block, he does it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very good at it.
Len was really good.
Yeah, very good quickness for that size.
Yeah.
And I think he was another one of those guys, along with Trey Lyles, that came into camp in really, really good shape.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine he'll do the same thing. So it's a little close.
I'm going to give it to Len again.
Let me put out this stat, though. Career blocks per game, it's not even close. Len averages just under 1 at 0.9 per game. Noel, 1.5. The year that he played with the New York Knicks and had that really good year as a backup, I think he averaged over 2. I think it was 2.1 or 2.2, maybe even 2 point something. It was 2 point something.
Okay. I see your point, and this was honestly a toss-up, because, like, I mean, we're getting Knicks Noel than him, but it's like...
that's a good point.
It was the question 2 years ago. Yeah, it's a question mark. He didn't really have a good season last year. Where Len, but I'm honestly good at giving it to either, because like he has proven that he is a good interior defender, and it's like and my point for Len's going to be, well, he played great down the stretch last season in the interior, but again, that was only a stretch of games. He barely played last season. I'm going to give it to Noel just because for career consistency.
I think that's going to be the tiebreaker, is just looking at just big scope of it, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Noel.
Noel,
Interior D, and Len. And it just seems like whenever it's Noel, Len, and again, this is a pre-training camp assessment, but...
give us a break. It's August.
You know about as much as we do.
Yeah.
You know, about as much as Mike Brown knows, apparently. But yeah, it seems like it's a very thin margin between them, which just makes it so tough for Queta.
Is Skal even going to get a point?
We're going to get there. I'm
just like thinking about it.
We're going to get there. Switchability on defense. I mean, I tell you right now.
Not Queta.
Not Queta.
And Skal? I don't know. He's a question mark.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember his defense.
His lateral quickness, Well, he played the 4. You'd think he would get more of an idea of what he was like.
Yeah, I don't remember. Honestly, I don't think it was that special.
Is this not riveting conversation? Are you yawning? Switchability on defense.
I don't know. I wish I knew a little more about Noel.
I mean, I think that...
Because Len was actually not terrible.
Len held his own.
Yeah.
Although there were moments early in the season where he didn't. But it just seems like when Len is comfortable, he's comfortable. And he just kind of does everything pretty decently.
Yeah.
But Noel is Noel. And no matter how much Len moves well for his size, Noel's got to be the most laterally quick.
He has to be. 4.
And so... And and I don't want to like just dog on Queta,
but it's a great opportunity.
To be fair to him, like he's had some moments where he kind of can switch, but when you don't have the balance and the kind of ability to move fluidly, it really hurts you.
Yeah.
And he's already so susceptible to fouling at the rim, meeting guys there with his hands. What's he going to do when he's on a guy?
Yeah.
He's going to be hugging him.
Yeah.
He'll be treating him like one of them body pillows.
He's got it.
So, I think you just got to go Noel Len. I can call him Noel.
I always thought it was Nerlens Noel, honestly.
Nerlens Noel?
That's how he came out the draft.
Nerlens Noel?
Yeah, I'm good with Noel Len again.
All right.
I mean, that's Noel's thing, is defense at the end of the day.
Yes. I think that is good. Now, this one's just tough because it's not like any of these guys are bad at rebounding. But who's the best rebounder? This would probably have been a good one to do research on the stats.
Pull it up. I think Len just is better at boxing out.
Len's got a great vertical size and he's got great, body size, frame size.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
But Queta's Queta's a really nifty rebounder. He had some really nice offense. Again, it's just fucking summer league. But I mean, Queta deserves some. I mean, I think in terms of translatability to the NBA, that's his best skill.
That's a good point. Okay. Well, Len has a. I mean, what am I looking at? Career averages?
Career per 36.
I know. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I was thinking about that same. Dang, Noel. That's actually kind of a good rebounder. Per 36 minutes. Okay, in his career, Noel is 9.9 rebounds per 36. That's actually a lot better than I thought.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's what I just said. Alex Len, I like Alex Len, though. Alex Len has a great body. He has a big frame. Solid frame. I always liked his rebound. He's 11.2 in his per 36. I was personally going to give it to Len and then Noel, but I didn't really think much about Queta. I'm pretty sure Skal will not be in this conversation, but I like the per 36 to kind of do this. Let's see. Queta per 36, 10.1. It's a little higher than, Noel, but it's also in a very much more limited sample size. Mm-hmm. And then we'll just do Skal, just, give everyone an opportunity to look or have their stats shown. Per 36, Skal, rebounds 9.2. So he's the lowest. His career high just in non-per 36 was 3.4 his rookie year.
In how many minutes?
18.5. And his most minutes a game in the second year, 20.7 minutes per game. He only grabbed 4.8.
Okay, so no to Skal.
Yeah, no to Skal.
I'm going to put Len down as number one because I agree.
Yeah.
It's like, do I want to give it to Queta because I feel bad for Queta? I don't know. That sounds so mean. I feel bad for him. It's a pity point.
It's kind of like it is. That's why. I'm gonna give it to Noel.
Noel.
I am, but if you say Queta, if you strongly believe it's Queta, then I will change my mind.
Well, it's like the question of like, when you put it this way, is Queta a better rebounder than Noel? And I'd be like, not necessarily.
Yeah.
All right, Noel. Because at the end of the day, like the two front runners for the backup 5 job going into camp, pre-camp assessment, is Alex Len and Nerlens Noel. So we should not be surprised that it's Len, Noel, Len, Queta. Okay, Noel, Len, Noel, Len, Len, Noel. Inside scoring,
Len, right?
I think I looked it up, and I think that both.
Oh, really?
I didn't do the rebounding though, but I looked it up, and I believe that in terms of scoring efficiency, both an overall field goal percentage and 2-point field goal percentage, Noel is more efficient. He's like, I think like 56% field goal percentage type guy, and Len's a little closer to 50%. And also, and I hate bringing it up because even if you get a good...
I didn't look this up.
Look it up. But even if you get a good version of Nerlens Noel, it's not necessarily going to be that 1 year with the Knicks. But that 1 year with the Knicks, I think he had an over 60% field goal percentage.
Okay. Yeah, he did. Because he was actually right behind Holmes all year. Yeah. It was between them two.
And he's the type of guy, too, that like when you watch... Like I've said on this podcast before, because of his limited action last season, you can... basically watch every shot attempt that he's ever made or ever took this past season because he didn't take many. And he continues to show some niftiness around the rim, kind of up and under, good patience to use a pump fake. I just think that if I remember that kind of quick little research of looking into the efficiency of scoring from them.
Yeah, you're right. I honestly thought Alex Len shot a lot better last year. I thought he was going to be in the 60s, but no, he shot 53. But it's better than Noel in Brooklyn. He only shot 16%.
What a rough go.
No, but in his time in New York, he shot. I mean, even in OKC the season before that, he shot 68% from the field. Yeah, which means he's probably higher from 2. And 61 in New York the season after. Then he kind of dropped to 53 in his last year in New York.
Which was a weird year.
Yeah, and last year he was just awful, 36%. But, yeah, career, he's usually he's at 44% for his career. But definitely in his better years, he's like hanging closer to 60 than Len.
Mm-hmm. And I remember we were talking about it the other day, or not the other day, but we were talking about the Nerlens Noel signing last month. Because it was fresh off that New York Knicks year when they were trying to sign Holmes, the Kings that is. And Nerlens Noel was always mentioned as kind of like a backup plan because he's another efficient scorer that can hit that push shot.
Yeah.
I think that alone kind of earns Noel a go. I don't think it's going to be Queta, number 2.
For inside?
Does Skal have any play on Len, you think?
No, I don't. Not at all. I think Skal will get mentioned a little more for outside shooting.
Which is our last category. And you asked, does Skal have any chance to get on this list and get a point? And I tell you, I think he does here. He's got an opportunity.
Len does as well.
I was going to say, it's got to be between him and Len.
Yeah.
Granted, Neemias Queta, honorable mention for what he did last summer.
Yep.
But I think he took 1 or 2 this past summer league and bricked him. But so honorable mention to Queta, but Skal and Len.
I think Skal gets it. He's a career 35% 3-point shooter, which is honestly a lot higher than I thought. Still, his most 3 attempts in a season is 0.8. So, yeah. Very small sample size. No, that's not even total. 0.9 at 35%. So I think Skal wins this for sure.
Yeah. And Len definitely gets credit, but when you look at his 3-point percentages of his career, it's very skewed by his 38% season in Atlanta.
Yeah. Which
really helped him. And it's he never replicated that again. And while he shot well at Eurobasket last year, I don't even think he took a 3 this season.
Did he not?
It might have been some garbage time one.
Yeah. He takes him in the corner occasionally. Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure he did take some 3s this season. But at the end of the day, who do you want? Even if Alex Len has a higher career 3-point percentage, it's you'd probably rather have Skal be shooting more outside shots. It's more
in tune with his game.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, he's going to have to shoot.
Oh yeah, he did not make a 3. He did the season before, though. At 28%. Yeah. Okay, so Skal wins it. Len's number 2. He can shoot the 3. I've seen him make 3s. So Skal 2 points, Gryffindor.
All right, let's tally this up, huh?
I think it's going to be closer about Len and Noel than I think, but Len's going to win, as we probably assumed.
I just lost my place.
Are you stupid?
Maybe.
You even turn on the light?
No.
We're doing it with the lights. We're having a lights off podcast.
I can't stand looking at Tony, so we have to turn the lights off. It's better for our relationship,
It's a blackout. John was in remedial math, so it might take some time.
Yeah, I have to count on my fingers. Okay. We have it.
Wow. Closer than I thought.
Very close. Let's go in reverse order. Queta, 1 point.
Wow.
Skal, 2 points.
Wow. Surprising.
Earning that bronze medal.
He got that, yeah.
He's looking at Queta. He's like, dude, I doubled with you. And then, very close between first and second. First place had 11 points. Second place had 10 points. Len came out on top. Noel, just behind him.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how we imagined this would go.
It was more for the Len Noel case, I feel like. Maybe a surprise. But it is going to be interesting because I could see Noel winning the spot over Len. I really can.
It's possible.
It's 100% possible. Mm-hmm. It's going to be between them two. Len has, he's been here it'll be his 3rd season here in Sac, so I think he has the advantage in that sense. And he also played very well down the stretch. He's lucky he played well down the stretch, or I'd say no, it's Noel's job.
Yeah, well, they probably wouldn't have re-signed him.
That's a good point. But
they probably would have brought back Chimezie Metu. No, I don't think they were going to do that.
No, so we'll see how camp goes. But having Len and Noel as your 3rd backup 3. Mm-hmm. I'm better than having Chimezie Metu as your 2nd backup. Yeah. Holmes is supposed to be, but we know how that went.
Holmes.
What's up, Holmes alone?